You know that kid in the garage who keeps poking the bear and somehow hasn't gotten mauled yet? That's Carson Hocevar right now. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. just went on his podcast and said what everyone's thinking. Somebody's about to drop the hammer. The question isn't if, it's when. Dale Earnhardt Jr. doesn't mince words. On his podcast, the Dale Jr. Download, he looked straight into the camera and made a prediction about Carson Hocevar that sent shockwaves through the NASCAR world. I feel like eventually somebody will do something. I do. I feel like there will be a time when somebody, maybe Denny, says, you know what? I'm not having a good race today, and you are. So this is my chance. I'm already gonna finish in whatever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make it hard on you. How'd you like that? Think about what Dale Jr. just said. He's not talking about a hard block or a racing incident. He's talking about calculated payback, the kind where someone throws away their own day just to ruin yours. And the wildest part, Dale Jr. specifically named Denny Hamlin as the guy who might do it. That's not random. Hamlin co-owns 23XI Racing, which means he's the boss of Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. He's also Christopher Bell's teammate at Joe Gibbs Racing. All three of those guys got caught up in Hocevar's chaos at Atlanta. At Echo Park Speedway last Sunday, Hocevar finished fourth after one of the wildest drives you'll ever see. But the way he got there left a trail of angry drivers in his wake. Let's start with the biggest moment. Lap 266, overtime restart. Hocevar lined up behind Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace. And before the green flag even dropped, he got on the radio with his spotter and said something wild. He told them to relay a message to Bell's spotter. Tell him I want to push the S out of him. I don't care what he has on his car. Then the green flag waved. Hocevar tried to go 3 wide between Bell and Wallace. There wasn't room. Bell got plowed into the left rear, shot up into the wall, and triggered a 5-car crash. Bell's race was over. Hocevar kept going. After the race, Bell stayed calm, but you could hear the frustration. I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut till I see a replay. But here's where it gets interesting. Before that restart, Hocevar had already been causing problems. With 22 laps to go, he made contact with Joey Logano and spun him out. After the race, Hocevar owned it immediately. I turned Joey. I didn't mean to do that. I was just looking in the mirror the whole time and thought I calculated my gap out front. I just missed it by an inch or two, and I owe him a gift card. A gift card. That's his apology for spinning a former Cup Series champion. He also ran into Ryan Blaney at some point, putting both of them in the wall. 3 incidents, 3 different drivers, all in one race. And Dale Jr. is sitting there watching all this unfold, shaking his head, saying the same thing everyone in the garage is thinking. I definitely think that that will happen. I know that the drivers that get out of the car, they'll say, oh, he's gonna regret that one of these days. And we don't see anything yet. But eventually, yes, eventually enough's enough. Somebody will drop a hammer. Enough's enough. That's the line Dale Jr. drew, and he's not the only one. Kevin Harvick retired at the end of 2023 after a Hall of Fame career that included a 2014 Cup Series championship and a reputation for not taking nonsense from anyone. When Harvick was asked what he would do if he was still racing, and Hocevar pulled this stuff on him, his answer was immediate. I think the way I would approach it is, I'd probably wreck him the first chance I got. I mean, if it was me, I would. No hesitation, no second thought, just straight honesty. If Harvick was still out there, Hocevar would have already gotten it. Harvick didn't stop there. He explained exactly how he sees Hocevar racing. I feel like Carson is going to take a run. He's going to plug a hole every chance that he gets. He's going to put you 3 wide. He's possibly going to put you 4 wide. If you open the middle up, he's going to take a chance like he did with Christopher Bell to fill that hole, especially when he's racing for a win. That's the Hurricane Hocevar reputation in one paragraph. He's not out there cruising, he's hunting every single gap like his life depends on it. But not everyone thinks Hocevar deserves to get wrecked. Kyle Petty, son of Richard Petty and a former driver himself, went on TV and dropped a take so hot it could melt asphalt. I have a hot take. Carson Hocevar is going to be a superstar here. Petty didn't just defend Hocevar. He compared him to 2 NASCAR legends. First, Dale Earnhardt, the most aggressive driver in the history of the sport. A guy who drove like he was always one lap away from his last lap. Hocevar's got that same fearless mentality. Then Petty compared him to Tim Richmond, NASCAR's wild, unapologetic free spirit from the 1980s. Richmond didn't care about playing it safe. He raced with personality, swagger, and zero filter. Sound familiar? Petty's whole point is this: Hocevar hasn't even won a cup race yet, but he's already showing the instincts of a future champion. The chaos just needs to get dialed down a notch. Steve Letarte, former crew chief and current analyst, agrees with Petty but puts it perfectly. I would much rather have a driver you have to pull the reins on than a driver you have to try to nudge to get going. So, I think Hocevar has all the makings of a superstar. But we have got to get the hurricane down to like a tropical storm or like a cold front. Get the hurricane down to a tropical storm. That's the whole debate in one sentence. So where does this leave us? Carson Hocevar is 23 years old, sitting fourth in the Cup Series standings after just 2 races. He led at the white flag in the Daytona 500. He was fighting for the win at Atlanta. He's calling shake and bake plays on the radio mid-race like it's a movie. And half the garage wants to punch him in the face. Dale Jr. says someone's going to snap. Kevin Harvick says he would have already wrecked him. Kyle Petty says he's the next big thing. Steve Letarte says the talent is undeniable, but the chaos has to stop. Hocevar himself, he's not worried. After Daytona, he said this about his future with Spire Motorsports. Yeah, I think we can do it. Over the next 10 years, we can build this into a championship threat. I think we can get our cars there, and I think I can get there. 10 years, championship threat. The confidence is unreal. But here's the reality. Hocevar has been ruffling feathers for 2 years now. He's upset Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, and probably a dozen other drivers we don't even know about yet. And Denny Hamlin, the guy Dale Jr. specifically called out, has connections to half those drivers. He co-owns Reddick and Wallace's team. He's Bell's teammate. If anyone's going to teach Hocevar a lesson, it's probably him. The clock is ticking. The warnings have been issued, and Carson Hocevar keeps driving like none of it matters. Someone's about to drop the hammer, and when it happens, don't say Dale Jr. didn't warn us.
You can't run as fast as he's running, being up front as much as he's up front, without eventually winning. He's with a team that's on a rise. He is on the rise, and so it's just a matter of time. Absolutely, it's just a superstar when it comes to actual raw talent. When he figures out how to harness that and pick and choose the moments where he is aggressive, he's gonna put it all together and just be the next whoever. You know, there's 5 to 6 elite drivers in this field. He can be one of those 5 or 6 very easily when he puts it all together.